guys, Mark Miller here. Welcome to another day of coding, and we're going to be dog fooding CodeRushed. Today we're going to be working on, let's get out of here, jump out over here. Let's get some music going because we got Rory coming in about an hour, I think. And we got a new fanfare today. And, you know, I was over here looking at the Don John Dungeon Builder moments ago. And I decided, what's the room layout option? So I said, okay, let's see what complex does. And I constructed it. And I get to rooms that look like this. What's going on? Is my zoom in not working? There it is right there. Just had the function locked down. I get rooms that are no longer rectangular, which are certainly interesting, but you know, I kind of blew it. So our algorithm for detecting rooms just got broken with this new option. I like it. I still want to be able to detect rooms, but now it seems like rooms are going to be pieces that are going to kind of be large groups of floating collections that have at least a dimension of 2 in every part of the collection, I think, is I guess the way I would say that. So let's see here. Wonder if there's an example in this. There's not really. Every exit point here is just one width, one element across. So that is kind of that's kind of the way out. So I think we're going to have to rethink our room gathering, our room collecting algorithm. It was really good while it lasted for essentially one day of use. Because I want to be able to spot rooms here. The other thing that's going on that's that I don't like about the dungeon generator, that I want to kind of step away from, is the door positions are right in the middle of a 5x5 square. So this is a door right here, and this is like a portcullis. Oh no, wait, this is an archway. This is a locked door. This is a secret door. So they're essentially taking up the entire 5x5 square. But I don't want that. I did some work on doors in the middle of the night, and this is what I came up with. So if my tile is here, well, first let's talk about walls. Because I need to be able to support a wall between two tiles. Something like this. So I've got a tile here and a tile here. I need the wall right between them, right? How am I going to draw that? How much space is it going to take up? How big is a tile? I made decisions on all of this. I initially decided, well, my artwork is going to be 60 by 60 pixels. I came up with that because the stuff I was looking at online was about 30 by 30, and I want to be able to zoom in on the tiles to be able to show the character get really close in the room, that sort of thing. So I'm going to have my tiles be 20 by 20, but I'm going to have my basic characters be 60 by 60 is the tile artwork, but my characters, let's put this right here. Characters and monster graphic elements will be 120 by 120. So, and the reason why is because when we zoom in, I still want the character and monsters to be very detailed when we get up close, but the background underneath them doesn't have to be as detailed. So I'm okay for the purposes of dropping this, artwork size down and keeping everything reasonably sized to do this. Let's see. What else I want to say? I think with a 60 by 60 pixel and a fairly average size dungeon, say 50 tiles across, by like, I don't know, about 30 down, something in that range right there. This gives us a bitmap. If we do that if it's rendered at 100%, no scaling, it gives us a bitmap that's about, what is it? I feel like I think 3 megabytes, is that right? Let's see, let's do the math again here. So we've got it. So I've got 60 times 60, that's how many pixels are in a tile, times 53 across, times, I think about 33 down. Yeah, 6 megabytes. So I've got a 6 megabyte image that fills the entire screen, but that would be kind of zoomed out, right? So if we zoomed it out a little bit without re-rendering it at a lower res. So, and I thought that was relatively manageable piece of UI or of pixel manipulation that we could do and put inside of the TypeScript. So that seemed kind of reasonable to me. So that's 160 by 160 was good. Had we changed that to 120 by 120, this whole thing would be multiplied by 4. And now we've got a 25 megabyte bitmap, which doesn't make sense. And we would have to do a lot more scaling of the pieces when we zoom in so we don't render so much, that sort of thing. So I'm playing around with some rough ideas here. Certainly if we get into problems with memory and efficiency, performance, we can revise our algorithms so we could actually accommodate any artwork size for the tile. But that's the size I came up with. Then I'm like 5 feet by 5 feet. I was like looking at this and I was like 5 feet by 5 feet. Like this is like, I made this decision, I don't know, on Friday or Saturday, somewhere along those lines. Then I was like, wait a second, 60 pixels, this is 5 feet by 5 feet. That means I lucked out. This never happened in my life where I've actually lucked out like this. And I'm getting 1 pixel per inch inside of this because there are 60 inches in 5 feet. I was like, holy cow, that's awesome. So I've got a 1 pixel per inch scale here, which if you're in the metric system, you're like, why are you so excited, Mark? Well, Dungeons and Dragons is using imperial units, so within the game rules. So you've got things are measured in feet, so because of that, scaling and at least consuming it in my brain, wrapping my whole head around that is it's kind of working out. So I kind of like it. That's 60 pixels. So that's a tile. The wall is going to look like this. Now there will be artwork here instead of this rectangle. But I decided upon these dimensions on this. So the wall is going to be 10 pixels thick, or 10 inches thick wall, which makes sense. It's going to overlap the tile by half of its width. And the reason why is because I want to take a second wall and put it like this. Now you can start to see why that's what's going on. If I've got the overlap there, I've got a wall on this side of the tile and a wall on this side of the tile, we're going to lay those two down and everything's going to be great. It's going to just join right up. So we'll have some cool, or my intention is to have cool graphics for the walls. Actually look like they're composed of stone or maybe rock, something along those lines. Have them look natural, naturally built. But we're going to put them all. We're going to mechanically, write code to put them all together. So those are the walls. The walls will go on the sides. Now, walls are necessary for drawing. Now here there are no walls, right? In this example, it's pretty simple, right? There are no walls, which also means that our rooms cannot contain walls. But it's perfectly possible to create a wall here in the room and make that a legal room, and create a wall here as well. So now the players, when they go through, they have to kind of walk along like this path like this, which is totally legal to do and very, very, it's way more interesting. Also, you've got some very interesting fog of war possibilities when you've got walls in the room. In other words, if I've got players here and here, I shouldn't be able to see this whole other side over here. So walls are something I want to add support for. And I didn't really talk about what I want to do yet with the doors, but I don't like the doors being right in the middle of the 5x5 square. It's way more natural for a door to be right next to a room. In other words, here, the door shouldn't be here. Whoops. The door shouldn't be there. It should be right on this line right here. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Not here, but right on this line right along here. So that's what I want to do. Now, we have a slight problem, and I don't see any examples of it here, but I've built another map where I did see a problem with it, in that I can have two doors right between two adjacent rooms. Oh, wait, here we go. Sorry, no, here's the problem. It's one door. Right here. I've got one door between two adjacent rooms. Where does the door go? And I think in this scenario, I'm just going to pick one of the rooms and say, well, it can go here or it can go there. So now that we've discovered that we are, that our really awesome room collection algorithm is failing, we need to, I think, reconsider that, rewrite that. And it's almost like a flood fill is kind of what I think we're going to write. We're going to write code that's going to look like a flood fill. That's going to say, hey, if a tile has two adjoining pieces, is that going to work? Let's study this for a second here. Let's grab a tile here and start running some, putting some examples down here. So if a tile has only one connector, it's definitely not a room. This tile has two. This tile has two connectors. A tile with two could be a part of a room. So we need to kind of figure this out. I'm trying to figure out what the algorithm is to see if it's a corridor or not. Is it checking the opposite sides like this? If it's got two free openings, so this one, so if it's got an opening here and an opening here, if it's got an opening on two opposite sides, it is a it's a corridor. I think that's fair to say. So we're using that algorithm. This, and whoops. All of these, let's change these. All of these are corridors. I'm going to just kind of put that there. Oops. This is my example. Okay, opening on two opposite sides, it's corridor. I think you could also argue this, that it's a room. Hold on a second. It's a room tile if it's got three connected neighbors. Yeah, so I think both of these are true, and we could use either algorithm to find it using both of these. We need three connected neighbors like this, is what we need. Okay. Then I think what I want to do, yeah. Let's go into the code and start and take a look at it, see how we're going to incorporate this. Somewhere in here we had the find rooms piece right here. All right. Yeah. And I think this is true in all cases. It's got to have three neighbors. Has three connected neighbors is what it has to have. Now, for performance reasons, well, I don't know if we really need to worry about performance, but for efficiency's sake, if we are going, from the top, evaluating one row at a time, and we're here on the left, and we're evaluating this one first, and we've said this, and this, and we say, yes, this is a room, that means that all of these are also rooms, right? These three right here are also rooms, which means we don't need to evaluate these anymore. So I think we want to yeah. I think we want to mark it to see if a tile has been, or a space in this case, we're calling these spaces, has been, yeah, I think I'm going to favor this algorithm right here. So this is the algorithm we're going to write right here. If it's got 3 connected neighbors, that's the one we're going to do. And we're going to write it kind of like a flood fill is written, in that we're going to, go through each space and check it out. Once we find this piece here, once we find these, we're going to fill these, which means we're going to skip ahead here. Let's do this. Let's create a new page here. New slide. All right, now what I want to do is this. Genescu7 says, I have arrived. And guess what? Looks like we're not working. Our fanfares aren't working. I'm going to play it for you anyway, Genescu7. Here you go, buddy.
Genescu7, where are you? We need your help. Oh, arrived.
Whoa, here I am.
Nice. Nice. Let's figure out why our fanfares aren't working. Let's get those things working. Overlays are running. Yeah, it's weird. It's like after a restart, it feels like I need to shut it down and then restart it after restarting the machine. I'm not sure why that is. All right, so let's start closing things down. And we'll restart the overlays. That seems to always be the happy way to get to solve this problem. Killing every instance of Chrome. Restarting one more time. Here's the overlays. Comes the D&D app. Yeah, it's kind of nice, isn't it, Genescu7? Not bad. I think it's a little bit fun. All right, let's refresh. Refresh. So drag in front overlay, drag in back overlay, refresh. Drone game, refresh. We're gonna lose the music here. Get a little quiet for a second. And then 3D dice, we need to, interesting, I don't have the dice on this page. All right, I'm not gonna maybe worry about the dice for now. I don't think we're gonna be doing that. We'll initialize the player data. Oops, something's still loading. Is that the drone game? I think it's a drone game. Yeah, it's a drone game. Okay. And what else do we need to do here? Let's start up the music again. And why did the music not work? Oh, because the drone game's still loading. That's why. Let's do one more time here. I'm going to refresh it one more time. Oh, no, it just finished loading. Okay. Now let's try music. Let's try that.
Fixed.
Okay, maybe that's fixed it. We'll see. If it does, we should see another fanfare for Genesco 7 because I did it manually. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I was back over in here in this space. Does room have 3 tiles which are adjacent? The answer is yes. It's part of a room. Well, Bennett says, don't call the cavalry, but you may want to reach for the sky. You have dreams, don't you? Welcome to the club, Genesco 7. Did that come in after we restarted? Why are fanfares not working? I think I want to do a test here on the fanfares. Let's go see if we can set a breakpoint over here and investigate what's going on in our fanfares.
Mark.
I notice the rooms are not always rectangular. Is that what you're trying to fix? Yes, I am. Rooms were always rectangular until I did one thing. Yeah, rooms were always rectangular until I came in here and I said, room layout. No, wait, yeah. I think sparse was what I had when I was testing it. And then I changed it to complex. And then you start getting into non-rectangular rooms like that. And I was like, I was just playing around with that just before the show. And I was like, well, I guess we'll do that instead. So what we're going to do, yeah, we're going to find non-rectangular rooms is what we're going to find next. So the idea is, and I'm going to create like a little, we'll do this. I'm going to make this, we'll go ahead and make this red and we'll give it a nice, I don't know. What are we going to do here? I want to give it an outline that's distinctive. There we go. So this is the one we're checking right here. This will be the next one we start checking, right? We'll skip over the other one. So yes, it's part of a room. And so are the 3 adjacent tiles we just checked. Okay? No, it's part of a corridor. Also, the source code is on the site. I checked it out. It's in Python. And it looks like it starts with rooms to generate the map, but doesn't output the room info. I've never done Python, but maybe just adjust the code and to include the info. Whoa! I didn't see that. Yeah, we are not having fanfares fire off. Did we set a breakpoint over here? Set a breakpoint here. What's going on? On chat command received, but also handle user fanfare with the chat message. I kind of want to do this. I want to take a look at what's going on with the fanfares. Here we go. Well, let's go look at get fanfare count. It's in fanfares. Fanfares is 0. Why are fanfares 0? I don't get that. Doesn't look like it should be 0. Did I make a mistake here? I don't think I did. I added Genescu 7. We need a breakpoint here is what we do need, I think. Let's go ahead and run it. I'm going to close it down, though. We're going to start up one more time with a breakpoint right there. Just shutting everything down here. And one more time. Start it up. Oh, we got an exception. What is it? Not recognized as a valid time. 10/51/2019. All right, let's stop it. Where's our data? Okay. Looks like I did that, maybe. Let's try one more time. I bet this fixes the problem. All right, here we go. F10. There we go. I think this is going to work better. Well, did you see how they're figuring out how to do the, hold on a second, how they're figuring out how to do the room numbering? I think they're just randomly selecting the rooms. I can't find any logic behind it. Jakey Boy 91111. Hey, Mark, I just finished your Science of Great UI course. Do you know any textbooks that are similar? I want to learn more. And yeah, not really. The best, some of the inspirational stuff for me is look for Edward Tufte. He's got some stuff that he started out, but he's a designer. He's not a programmer. So he's coming in from it, you know, he's approaching the problem from a different set of experience. But I would look at his stuff. Most of my data is coming from studies. So I'm looking at scientific studies in biology and that are focused on human biology or cognitive science, that sort of thing. So I'm not really looking at a lot of UI books that are out there. But the last ones I looked at were from Edward Tufte from several years ago. Okay, I think the fanfares are going to work. Genescu 7, you want to give me a test? No, that didn't work either. Oh, wait, we got a breakpoint. I think we may be good. Should I just hit run?
Genescu 7, where are you? We need your help.
This doesn't look good, kids.
Oh,
We need-
arrived.
Thank goodness Genescu 7 is here. Look out! Get him, Genescu 7! Get him!
Here,
Good job!
I am.
Shoot him! Because all books I found are garbage compared to your Tox course. Thanks, Jakey Boy 91111.
Dennis is in the house.
Let's see if we can find the code. How do we find that code? Is it just on the main page, or are you looking somewhere else? How are we getting that? View page source. I guess I would start by looking for a .py. Is that how I do it? I'm not a Python guy.
Miller!
Bald Bearded Builder says, bring me tacos. And Will Bennett says, sucker, you will not get tacos today. No tacos for Bald Bearded Builder. Will Bennett interrupted your play. Yeah, I know. I should come down and give it to you anyway. Right, Michael? Here it comes.
Michael Jolly is in the house.
But he changed. Get out of there. He changed his name to Bald Bearded Builder. He's displaying him. Now what am I supposed to do? I got to give him a whole new one? Bald Bearded Builder. I will do it, but Michael, you better not change it again. You better not change it. Technically still true? Okay. What you got for me? You're saying, Mark, you want me to look up. Jakey boy, I didn't quite finish addressing your comment about all the books found are garbage. Yeah, I have found that most books are written by people that really want to be helpful. But that's about, so their intentions are good, but their knowledge is limited, and their practical advice, they don't really give you rules. They just kind of say, here's some examples and here's some things and, stuff like that. I even saw some UI advice just recently in the last couple of days where they were saying, hey, go with a gradient, a natural gradient. And I was like screaming in my head, no, there are reasons not to do this. Yeah, so I don't really have much to tell you on that. I know that if you go to sgui.com, so this is a site I created a while back. I've got a couple articles out here. And also from the course, there's a PDF that comes with the course. So you should have access to that, that has stuff on it. But let's see, research here. Here, I'll pop this in here. So, I don't know, these are just a couple posts that I have out here on some of these different pieces. What do I have? I have this, I have that piece in intentional blindness. What else? Thick contrast borders wrong. Yes, they are. And so I've got some more articles here, but not a ton of stuff, just because, the writing takes time. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's about the best I can get you right now. However, if you have any questions on Jakey Boy, if you have any questions and you want to throw them out here live, just grind the show to a complete stop and we'll start up in a new direction, you can do that. You can say, hey, what about this? What about that? What did I miss, Will Bennett? There's a label rooms method. I got that. Is it in the code I'm looking at now is my question? That's what I guess my question is. No, it's not. Where's the code is my question. Where are you finding the code? Builder.js? No.
Hey, Mark.
Oh, that's the piece I missed. There it is, right there. Perl. Okay. Well, I would have to be learning Perl. Yeah. No worries, Jakey boy. Yeah, Perl, not Python. No, yeah, they're both the same to me. I have not learned either one yet, really. I think I worked in Python a while back. Yeah, and maybe we'll just end up creating our own. Although if we create our own, I think I'd want to do it in C#. But right now we're kind of on track towards... Thanks, Will, for that, by the way. Will is always calling my attention to something that I missed. Because, he's meticulous like that. Okay. So let's go back to our the algorithm we're kind of working on here. The first found no adjacent room tiles. Create a new room. And let's break this into two parts. Create a new room. And hold on to this tile as the upper left for the room. Anchoring tile for the room. And add parenting room reference to the tile. Okay, no, it's part of a corridor. Then that means hold on, I'm going to move this over here. Jakey Boy just subscribed. Thanks for the subscription, Jakey Boy. I don't know if you've been out here before, Jakey Boy, or not, but we are building Dungeons and Dragons engine to help us play the game Dungeons and Dragons better, including graphics, mapping, die rolling. We're going to have monsters showing up on the maps along with the players. So we're kind of creating this really awesome tool to help out dungeon masters and players play the game of Dungeons and Dragons live. How far off are we from the D&D streams? Right now, so we met last Sunday. We played another practice game, and our dungeon master and at least one of the players has now declared that we're going live January 12th. That's our go live date. 12th is our go live date. Yeah. That's at twitch.tv/dragonhumpers. This is going to be comedy Dungeons and Dragons with over-the-top special effects, as you're, accustomed to, kids. So that's what we should see. Yeah. Michael, did you see Janiscu 7's new fanfare? If you haven't seen it, I will play it for you. Good. Yeah, it's crazy, mind-blowing. I'm like just pushing the limit, I think, of what you can cognitively understand is happening at once, right? So many things happening in that short period of time. I'm like, oh, maybe I should slow it down a bit. All right, so part of it now, if it's, we want to do the same thing if it's a corridor. So we want to say if the first found, it's really similar to this, but we're going to create a new corridor. Hold on to that tile as the upper left anchoring for the room. Add the parenting room reference to the tile, and as we go to the next piece, we're kind of continuing to go through. Now, we could get to a point where we go from corridor to room. Yeah, that would make sense. That totally makes sense. And so when that happens, we lose the current corridor that we're working on. So at any one point, we've either got a corridor or a room that we're collecting. We can't have both. All right, so let's see if we can work on that algorithm right now. So here's our map, Dungeon Master D&D map spike that we're building right here. We've got our, there's the map engine down here, get all rooms. We're going to change this to get all rooms 2. Get all rooms 2. And then I'm going to copy this, paste this down there. We're going to have a whole new thing that we're going to do here. We're going to rename this to, use this one, call this one Get All Rooms 2. Surly Dev is in. And are we seriously, we've got we're really having a problem with the overlays here. Why aren't we getting this Surly Dev stuff in here? Na. Just got the look. Hold on a second. Let's come in here, fanfare, Surly Dev. No breakpoint. Did I not do that right? Oh, I spelled Surly Dev wrong. I always do that with your name, Surly. What is wrong with me? Here we go. Still no breakpoint on there. We're not getting chat command received events in here anymore. Message received. Are we no longer getting Twitch client message received events? How dare you, sir? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Send the letter E to the chat room. Nothing. Why is the question. All right. Well, I don't have any great solution other than to restart it. I think my theory before was that we had an exception somewhere. Getting a bunch of these exited codes right here in the debug, but yeah, look at that. What's going on with this? About time on error then. Did you change your fanfare CSV file for Balded Builder, Bearded Builder? I did. And when I changed it, I introduced an error because I had the wrong. Yeah, what is this? Does anybody know what this is? The thread has exited with code 0. Am I expecting to see this? Got a debugger break there, so that's going to... All right, let's shut it down and restart it. I just have a theory that my of course, these are all going to be, actually, these wouldn't kill us. The problem is an exception happening somewhere else. Yeah, so this is, I don't think is helpful. But they might be pointing out another problem that's going on. I was going to do a PR. I have some other ideas for PRs to the drone game. Spelling my name wrong. Surely you can't be serious. Right? Nice. Yeah, I have some ideas for the drone game too. Okay. So I've got all these debugger breaks in here now, so at least if we get an exception, we'll start knowing about it. Whoops, I didn't kill all the instances of Chrome. Just did. Okay. And so one more time, starting up one more time. Start refreshing the caches. Oh, nice, it's popped me up high there. The refreshes are like stalled. What's going on? Am I at a breakpoint? Oh, that's why I'm at a breakpoint. Okay. What's going on with this? Where's my call stack here? Player 1 of 4. I wonder if this is related. Okay, it's over here. Let's run it. Clear that. I think we're... All right. D&D app. Is this where we're sending over player 1 of 4? Doing a search here. No lines. Where is player 1 of 4 coming from? So I wonder if it's composed. All right. Genesis 7 got his fanfare today. You want to see it? Let's go to, see if let's test this. Fanfare. Geniscu 7. Oh, look at this.
Surly Dad is in the house.
Yeah, my overlays are not refreshing. Yeah, when I go and hit the refresh button inside of OBS, they're not refreshing. I'm having to actually turn them off and then turn them back on again. Here's Geniscu 7. That's the fanfare. Mr. A spells my name correctly. Yes, he does. Here's Geniscu 7's fanfare. Totally worth the playback.
Geniscu 7, where are you? We need your help!
Oh, that arrived.
Here, you I am.
Get out of here. Oh, is this my fanfare that I typed in? Are we about to see it again? Was that a breakpoint? No. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I thought I could trigger the fanfare there, but I'm bringing in the display name right here instead is what I'm doing. Okay. Not worried about that too much. Okay, so back over into, let's write some code. You guys ready to write some code? Get all rooms 2. So I've got this map array of spaces that's coming in. It's a 2-dimensional array, and I'm sorting it not by rows first and then columns, but by columns first and then rows because I wanted to sync it up to X and Y. That's what I did. And when I did that, immediately Will Bennett is like, but Mark, rows and columns is the preferred order, the convention that's out there. And I'm like, Will, you're right about everything. Will, I am not really contesting it on this. It's true, but I made the choice, and so that's what we're going with. So what I want to do is I want to go through and I want to, I think I want some pointers in here. I want to basically come in and say, I've got my column, my search column, I don't know, maybe my row. Let's start them in the upper left. And num columns is here. That's sweet. I'll probably need a num rows. I don't need room segments anymore. We are getting rid of that. Then I think we're going to do something like this. Well, let's look at what our spec is. Does the room have 3 tiles which are adjacent? Does the space have it, actually? I bet drones aren't working. I don't think I refreshed the drone yet. Yeah, I got to do the refresh the drone overlay. Let's do that. Here we go. Refreshing that cache. Okay. All right. If map array of column, comma row has 3 adjacent spaces. I want to do this instead, and as well as I want the bounds. It's got to have the bounds so it knows where it can look adjacent. So if it has 3 adjacent spaces, if that's true, then we want to basically say, and we need to have a room that we're working on here, active room. Then we're going to say if active room is equal to null, then I want to say active room is equal to new room. It's asking for a start column. I'm going to say it's this column. And then I'm going to say active room dot anchoring space. Should we say anchoring or top left space? Equals map array of column, comma, row. Let's introduce a local for this. Clear all spaces. I want to clear the any fields that we're using to track our progress as we're going through this. And I think I want to pass in num columns and num rows to that. Just clear that. And okay. Now let's go. I want to go look at room for a second because we've got two similar concepts. We've got room, and which has got a height and a width. Oh yeah, all of that stuff is like makes sense if it's a rectangular. All of this stuff with segments. We're gonna see it all go, I think, in a second. We're gonna delete like all of this. However, a corridor is very similar to a room. But they're from a Dungeons and Dragons perspective, they're different in terms of when I enter a corridor, I might want to have something happen, or if I enter a room, I want to have something to happen like playing a sound, something along those lines. So I think there's kind of a parenting class called map region, like this. And I think that both of these descend from this. Excuse me. All right. So there's my map region. Yeah, I think this is all gone, unfortunately. This was code that was hard won, wasn't it? Took a while to get this right. We're going to call this old room. That's what we're going to do. We're going to break some test cases here in the process as well, because my column tests are no longer functioning and working. Yeah, sometimes it happens. All right, so there's my old room. I'm going to get rid of that, move it to its own file. Codebase Alpha. How you doing, buddy? Surly Dev, how do you change your color to red there when you typed in applauds? How'd you get the red color shift? I forget how to do that. I think I've read about that. Oh, you saw it. Yeah, isn't that fun? You type /me and it puts it in the same color as you. Is that what it is? /me. Hello? Nice. Puts it in the same color. Cool. I like it. Okay, so we've got a room, we've got a corridor, we've got a map region. So map region is going to have this kind of anchoring space, or the top left space. This is what it's going to have. So we'll I'm going to create something of this type. Call it top left space, I think is what we're calling it. And I don't think my room constructor anymore needs it no longer needs a column inside of it here. Okay, so there's my active room, is that. Then there's my top left space. This also means that my active corridor needs to go to null. No, needs to go to null here. And if this is an else, then we're going to say active room goes to null. Like that. We don't need showroom segments anymore. God, it was such a great idea for a second. I'd like to see it again. Yeah, Judson, you did. We'll play it again. Just if you can just get off on my show for a second, Jetsam. You're always in the show, Jetsam. You're right in the middle of it. Come on. All right, here we go. Here's Genescu 7s again. So much fun.
Genescu 7, where are you? We need your help.
Ooh, this is bad.
Oh, that arrived.
Get him, Genescu 7. Good job.
I am.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. So that thing had so many different kind of effects, and I actually learned a lot doing it. I really, really enjoyed making that. But I think it pushes the limit of what your brain can kind of watch and keep track of at the same time. And so, you know, I think I need to kind of slow things down a little bit. Yeah, we'll move over, Michael Bay. Yeah, pretty cool, though. Yeah, a lot of elements. By the way, if you go, I'll show you the inspiration. So I think the other thing that's kind of cool about this is if we go out to Twitter, and we go find Genescu 7. That whole video is inspired by this page. That's essentially it right there. Here, I'll get rid of the back panel for a second so you see it. Yeah, so basically the only thing I failed to do is getting the dust particles all over the place. I didn't do the dust particles at the end, but essentially got it, including the 7. You'll notice that at one point I get that 7 logo pretty close. A laser slices up through it and shoots it. So yeah, kind of cool. Kind of cool. Yeah, it was fun to do. Yeah, those poor aliens. Yeah, you know, it's funny because it's maybe being revealed on this show that I'm not rooting for the aliens. I'm not a fan of those guys taking over our planet. Because they will. You know they will. Yes, Early Dove says maybe they can take Sanctuary on Codebase Alpha. And Genescu 7 and Moo. Yeah, you're right. Bald Bearded Builder says these fanfires get more and more advanced. Yeah.
Mark.
I think I see where you're going. How about this? Create a mask. Build rooms from the mask. First pass, as you build, increment to the left, above, and northwest by 1 if current is a space. Second pass, collect all adjacent spaces with count greater than or equal to 3. Yeah, kind of like that. I'm going to do it all in one pass. I'm not doing a second pass on this. And I'm not sure I need to create a mask. I'm not sure what that's for. I'm going to collect these just straight on through. As I go through, I feel like I'm going to do it. The thing I got to be able to do is go back and find. I got to go back and find and reattach to an existing room. In other words, it's possible as I go through this. Let's create a new slide here. Let's grab a bunch of this. Let's grab that. So it's possible to get a scenario. Hold on. So we have something like this. Here, let me ungroup this. Right? If we have something like this, that's not a room. This one is a room. This becomes our first room. This is a room. We come down here. This is not a room, so we create a new room here. We keep going. We create a room. We go here. Well, actually, wait. I'm going to go here and here. Yep, there. I'm going to go here and get this one and say, oh, this is part of this room, right? So we're here. Evaluate this. This is part of this room. Get to here. This one, we've already done that. This one, we go to here. It's not part of this room yet. Well, we got to give it another row. Hold on a second. Got to do this. So yes, this is part of the room, and we get all these. Then we get here. And we're like, oh, this is already connected to a room. We need to merge these rooms together is kind of the idea. That's kind of the idea. The other thing I was thinking of doing it a little bit like a fill where you kind of go down each line and then keep kind of going down and seeing what you can connect in. But I think I'm going to do it this way where I do it in one pass and I just need to get to a point where if I have two spaces that are next to each other and they are both in different rooms, I need to merge the rooms together. Yeah. With the mask, you wouldn't have to try to merge. Explain the merge to me, the mask to me. Yeah. That's right. I don't like species of aliens or robots taking over ours. I'm trying very hard. You and Trump both against aliens. Yeah. Well, there might be some similarities there. All right. Just a 2D grid of count. And what's the count of what? It's the count of how many are next to it.
Hugo is in the house.
Is it the count of the number of adjacent pieces so we just know flat out if it is or not? So the count is the number of adjacent squares that it has. Is that what you're saying? And the second pass, so that's, I got the mask. Now, build rooms from the mask. I don't understand when you say increment to the left. I think you're saying, look, I don't actually get that. Increment to the left. Above and northwest. To the left, above, and northwest by 1. So in those three directions, if the current one is a space. Second pass, collect all adjacent spaces with count greater than or equal to 3. I don't think I see it yet. I feel like I'm close to seeing it, but I don't think I fully, I think it's fair to say I don't fully see it. I don't understand the difference between steps 1 and 2. Creating a mask, first path, we're putting in the count the number of adjacent squares. The second pass seems the way it's described, seems very similar to the first. It's behind you. Look the other way. You're talking about right there, Michael Johnny? Now do you see it? There? No, I don't see it yet. I don't quite see it. All right. Number of the... Yeah, part of the problem is... Yeah, I don't think we can do this. I think I'm going to have to do... Well, I don't see yet the path to doing it the way you're suggesting, Will. And part of the problem is we can't... It only counts if the 3 are next to each other. Right? In other words, if I'm... Hold on. Right here I've got 4 around it, but this is only 1 if it's got 3. I certainly get that. Let's go through and say, okay, is it a room or not? I certainly get that. Let's go through. I mean, does it have 3 adjacent tiles and marking it? I get that as part of the path. So we can go through and do that. Like if we did that, then we would come through and all of these plus all of these would be marked we'll just mark them as a different color here. Like that. Take this one back to where it was. Like that. So after marking them, we get there. And now, after doing... So that we can do in the first pass. I see that, no problems with that logic. Then once we do that, we need to find any adjacent pieces. Yeah. And I guess I was thinking we could do it all in one, but I think you're right that we'll have to do that merge step, and I don't think doing the merge step makes sense. So I think this is, and if this is what you're saying to do, then great. Well, you just help me out and help me see it. But I think this is what we're going to do. We'll go through, we'll at least follow part of what Will is suggesting. We'll pre-funk the tiles and mark them as, are they in a room or not? Then we'll add the rooms in the second step. So let's do that. Find rooms is here. Okay. Arkin is now following. Arkiln is now following. Thanks for that follow. Yeah, I can't just do a count of adjacent cells. They have to be in that 3 Here, let me show you one more time. So retell your process. If it's a space, if the one above is a space, increment the count to 1. If there's, yeah, I can't quite do it that way, and I'll show you why. But we can do something similar, right? Look at both of these right here. So in both of these cases, both of these have 3 adjacent pieces. This one is part of a room, whereas this one is part of a corridor, right? So that's the problem, is that they have to be 1, 2, 3, like in that pattern. So that's what we have to, that's why we have to check this. So we can't just do full on count. But I do agree with you that but once we find this, we don't need a number here. We can just set a Boolean here that says it's part of a room or an enum. That's what I'm going to do. So we're going to do this. We're going to do, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this yet. And I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to say active space type equals, the logic works, that is why you're only incrementing left, above, and northwest. Oh, I think I follow you. I think I totally follow you. Worldwake says, Mark, what's your title at Microsoft? Do you do programming there? My title is unemployed at Microsoft. I do not work at Microsoft. If I did, they let you pick your own title, so it would be, whiz-bang guru, Neato guy or something like that. I work at DevExpress.
DevExpress.
That company right there. And I make CodeRushed.
CodeRushed.
And we're actually live coding in Visual Studio using CodeRushed. So we are, that's what we're doing. So, and I do not really do programming at DevExpress anymore. I manage the team. I do some coding. I code. I do like prototyping. So I'll do code, and then I'll hand it off to the devs, and then they'll take it from there, and then they'll maintain the code, and I'll generally not touch it again. I also do UI prototyping. So I'll create prototypes for new tools, things like that, and hand those off to the devs. No. Yeah, sometimes people get that impression. I am not. You just happen to use C# too? Yeah. Well, I love C#. All right, so I'm going to say it's equal to space type dot room. Down here, we're going to say it's space type is equal to space type dot corridor. Like that. And we're going to come in here and clear all spaces. We're going to say Rory's not going to be able to make it today. I just remembered that. He's got something else he's doing here. And we're going to say active space dot space type is equal to space type dot none. All right, let's declare this. All I got is a declare class. Really? No declare enum? No, that was really sad. And undo is not working from here. Undo from here. Did that work? Yeah, that worked. Okay. All right, let's create a new enum then. So we got a room, we've got a corridor, and we've got none. And actually, I'd like to put my nones up front. Just out of convention. Okay, move type to file. All right. Space type is equal to that. Let's declare that property. Okay. Let's declare declare the parent. And its property is going to be called, I think we called it map region. Is the parent. Okay. So that's clear all spaces right there. The mass would also give you quarters. Anything with a count is equal to 1. Yeah, no, I'm essentially doing it. I'm just not using numbers. I'm using the enum to do it. I think I'm essentially doing it. However, I am not as efficient as if I moved from piece to piece to piece in a way that would get me from each one of those pieces. I think the map array, as I recall, is empty. Sometimes has null in here. In it. Yeah, so I think I'm going to need some for loops here. Let me get rid of row and column here. Yeah, I think I'm slightly worried I'm in an inefficient space here, but I'm allowing me to continue to run with it for now. All right. So there's my active space. Active space could be null. So I want to say if is null, then continue. Yeah, Surly Dev. I do the stream so I can write code, and also I'm writing code that is that's low risk, right? I can write code. I can dog food the product, help out folks with CodeRushed questions, maintain a public face, and to have fun and write code, right? And nothing is critically on the line with anything that I'm writing. So that's also kind of nice too, as well. Okay, we can move these down. We need these for our second pass. So this code, as it is, will work, but is crazy inefficient. Oh wait, I can make it more efficient. There, I just made it more efficient. Right there. So we've already got it. And then we're only going to check the ones that are there. So now, with that said, we can build, it has 3 adjacent spaces. Yeah, this is the part I'm slightly concerned about. This is where I think Will may have a more efficient idea for processing this. Oh, really? WorldWake. True, false, and file not found. That's in a classic daily WTF where dudes had those in the same enum. Yeah. You know what? Though you gotta always assume that people's intentions are good, right? Our intentions are good. We just, they're rarely do we create pure beauty. Okay, so now we need to find out if the map array at this column and row has 3 adjacent spaces. So we're looking for column, comma, row. Then we need to check. And this is where I think the code's going to get kind of big. I don't really have a super efficient way of doing it. So I think there are 2 risks to doing this way, and 1 benefit. The benefit is I can conceive of it, and I got a sense of how the algorithm works. The downside is I think it's more code comparatively to a different solution, and it's probably less efficient. Yeah, Will Bennett says, speak for yourself. I always create beauty, sometimes a beautiful mess. Yeah, I was thinking about you, Will, when I said it. I was only speaking for myself, buddy. I promise you. Okay, so now we need to check 3 places. 4 places, sorry. And we can start with the corners, is what we can start. So we can basically say, if upper left corner, no, let's do this. If space is if space exists, sorry, column -1. So we're looking at the upper left. This map array I'm passing around, I'm almost thinking it should be a field variable of an instance of the engine. Can you really see him, Hugo? I'm squinting, but I still can't see you. I think they're right back there. Just got to look really carefully. We got to zoom in. Right in, really, oh, we almost just got them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Genesis Q7 is right in there somewhere. If we just zoom in close enough, we'll see them. All right. Let's see what we got here. I think it's enough to just see if it exists. If floor space exists, I got an emote thanks to Will Bennett's subscription. Nice, kids. Try a stronger prescription. Nice, Hugo. You didn't see Genesis Q7s. It's worth it. You want to see it again? This will be the last time I go crazy. Here it goes, kids.
Genesis 7, where are you? We need your help.
Oh, that arrived.
Here, do I have?
All kinds of tricks to make that work. Puppeteering the arm, Genesis Q7. Had different layers of inside the helmet to make it look like there was a parallax going on, that there was some 3D depth going in there. Had an actual 3D gun rendered and animated over the front of him. What else? Particle effects all over the place. Existing stock footage. The background star field is just a picture just moving, and the planets in front of it. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, courtesy of Overkill Productions. That's exactly it. Yep, I think Coding Gorilla is next on my list of who I'm going to do next. Good. Maybe Jonathan Del Fraze as well. If I can find, I'm just trying to find. Part of the problem is sometimes I can't find the right stock footage, and then it's like it's just too much work to to create something from scratch. But Jonathan Del Fraze says he likes roller coasters, and I was looking for stock footage of just a roller coaster going right by the front of us, which I thought would be fun, but we didn't see that. And the other thing with Genesis Q7s is we've got both forward and background stuff that's actually in sync. So he starts out behind me and then transitions in front of me, and the whole thing stays in sync. So I also figured out how to do this, how to create these without the sound stuttering that we were having in some of the other ones. And I have to go back and fix those. Like Brendan's has a lot of stutter because they're huge, huge files. And what I ended up doing is rendering them in low res and then stretching them out, and that solved the sound problem. So yeah, we're getting better. So if floor space exists, I think it looks like that. So I'm looking at the upper left. If it does, then I can check to see. I can keep going. But if it's not, I should just use Boolean short circuiting here. So we'll say and floor space exists. So column -1, we want to be in the same column, row -1. And floor space exists. And here we want to be column -1, row. If that's the case, then we're going to say return true. Like that. Oh, first pass would be as the spaces are being created. So the count would be in the space class. Got it. I got it, and I think you're right. I misunderstood. When pushing the limits also improves the way of doing things. Genescu7 says, yeah, I think that's true. All right, so I'm going to keep going on this, Will. I know this is not the first time you and I have parted ways to my regret on this. I think you're a way better low-level coder than I am. And I call this kind of low-level coding. But I'm going to continue going down the path that I'm at just because I don't want to rewind it. And I'll maybe look at moving this code elsewhere later. But I kind of need to, I kind of want to have all of the pieces out to do this check to see if all three are out here. All right, so floor space exists in those three pieces. This is my upper left. And now I'm going to use copy that to the clipboard. Boom, like that. So I'm going to use CodeRushed to help me out. Then I'm going to come down here, floor. Now let's go in the upper right. No, wait, is this right? Hold on. Upper right is that with row -1. That's upper right. Like that. Great use for CodeRush's image embedding. Okay, this is bottom right. Excuse me. Just reaching for the mute button there and didn't quite get it in time. All right, and then the last one is this scenario right here. So now we're going to say -1 here and -1 there. All right, return true. Otherwise, we're going to say return false. Now, yeah, I really want this map array to be in its own thing. Let's follow this out. Let's pull this out. It's in the map. Let's change it. Let's put it down in map. Let's cut all of this. Put it over here. All right. Now with map array's already in here. What do I have out here? Map array, like that. Okay. Let's do this. Let's rename it to here for a second, and then rename it back. Got some code broken here. Okay, we're not going to pass in map array anymore. We don't need that. Let's do this. Let's just kill this. This is going to be faster, easier. We kill that. Kill that. Go in here one more time, do this. We'll get all those other ones in there. All right. Now, where do we build map array? Because I just want to like, do I have these already in here? You'd think I would have these. Okay. All right, so there we've now got these pieces here. Those pieces are done in the map array. Any other places? Let's shift F12 this and see if there's any other assignments. We're calling build map array. Actually, I could just find it by coming over here, hitting tab to next reference. Only in this space. Okay. So process lines is here. That's where we build it. We get the num columns, num rows. Let's go back to where we were. Okay, so now we no longer need these two passed in for has adjacent spaces. We don't need num rows, those two passes in. Now we're just passing in this piece right here. And similarly, floor space exists. We don't need this one either. Passed in. This should be column. So now we're just doing a simple check on the column and the row. So now what we want to do is check to see if column is less than 0 or row is less than 0 or column is greater than or equal to num columns. Don't want this to be static. Or actually I should be able to just select this and shift enter. And I want it to be rows, sorry, row is greater than or equal num rows. And if any of those are true, I want to say return false. We're out of bounds. Otherwise, I'm going to come in and say map array, column row, And we're going to basically say return that. Because a map array has nothing in it, nulls, if there's no floor there. If there's a floor there, it's going to come back with something, so there's going to be floor space exists. So I think that's floor space exists, has 3 adjacent spaces. Okay, so now we know the rooms and we know the corridors. Let's go through the logic on this now. Okay, so there we got that. Is my spell checker not turned on? Looks like I got a bug. I am using an older version as well, but let's document it. All right, kids. Spell checker doesn't seem to be working. I've got a misspelled word right here, and it's not underlining it for me. I've got spell checker turned on. For anybody watching this, I'm recording a message for the devs here. Let's go in here and check out our spell checker options. Pretty sure it's enabled. Yep, it's enabled. Oh, not on local variables. Is that my problem? It's not a bug? It's not a bug. All right, kids. Ignore. Not a bug. I won't submit that. Interesting. Nick Larson, rating with a party of 7. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Good time for a disclaimer here, kids. If you came here looking for expertise,
Disclaimer! Mark doesn't know what he's doing!
but if you came here for awesome, kids, you're in the right place. Awesome is here. We're doing some C# programming right now. We are writing a Dungeons and Dragons map editor, map importer. We're importing maps created over here on this website right here. So we construct some sort of map over here, and we're importing this and drawing it. We are right now working on logic to visually parse the map and understand non-rectangular rooms. That's what we're in the middle of. So did I see Fred a little while ago? Fred's here. There's Fred right there. If I initialize player data, Fred can actually say hi. There you go. That's Fred saying hi. For kids who just joined us, if this is the first time you've been with us here, let's see if I can roll some dice here. Hold on a second. Oh, I got a breakpoint. That's at player 3 or 4. Got it. Okay. So we're going to kill that. Get rid of that. Run it. Yeah, okay, fine. So just run it then.
Merkin Bushwhacker.
And then run it. Did I run it? There we go. And let's see if we can roll some dice. Flat D20. Got to refresh. Fred should have his own. Fred should have his own fanfare on Dragon Humpers, right? Kind of. Kids, can I show this? I don't think I can show this because this is a. I keep hitting this breakpoint, don't I? Okay. Yeah, because this is a family show, and the other show, the Dragon Humper show, is a rated for mature audiences. But yeah, there's effects created just for that, just for the other show. Yeah, it's a little over the top there too. All right, I wanted to go back. I want to just do some die rolling here, just to show folks who are new and coming into the stream some of the things that we're working on in the special effects. And then we'll get back into the code. Okay. Did that refresh itself? Let's try refreshing one more time on that. Oh, because I'm at a breakpoint again.
Merkin the Wolfhard.
And I can't mess with that. Oh, you know what I should do is I should come up here, and then I can change it outside of that. Let's get rid of that breakpoint. Yeah, the scene name is being just some old code sending this in here. Let's try it now. There we go. Let's initialize player data again. All right, here we go. Now give me a D20 roll. There's a D20 roll. All right, so we got dice rolling. And we've got spell casting. So, for example, I can gear up to cast Chaos Bolt. And you'll see the special effects here kind of coming in. And they're even going over my shoulder here. You can kind of see these a little bit. I think we choose a Ray of Frost instead. You can kind of see that. Notice how the effect goes behind me. So you can go way over here and over there, and it's going around me. Kind of cool. Yeah, if I sink way down, you can see it. Isn't that cool? That's pretty cool. And we've got die effects on it. So like if I do a test on all the damage dice here, roll them all out. That did not do what I thought it was going to do. Hold on. Really getting only... There we go. There's the test on all the damage dice right there. So all kinds of damage effects on the dice. That's kind of what's going on there. So all for Dungeons and Dragons is for a live show that we're creating, and it's going to go live in January is when it's going. Yeah, you really think Fred needs his own fanfare? All right. We'll see what we can do. Test blood. Did test blood work? I didn't see if it did. Nope, I don't see it. Does that mean my drone's not working? Means my drone is not working. Drone game is up. I think we just need to refresh it. We'll refresh it. Yeah, I don't think test rainbow is going to work either until we... Nope. Hold on. Let's go to... Test blood is going in the dragon front overlay. That may need a refresh. Get music playing. What's going on here? Everything's running.
Eva.
The drone game refresh didn't work. Let me try one more time on that. Get that to load up one more time. There it's loaded. Music. No music. It's like Signal R has shut down, and I think I'm going to have to restart, is what I think I'm going to have to do, restart the overlays. So that doesn't take too long. We'll go do that. And kill every instance of Chrome. Start up again. Six positives out there with a Bob Ross icon, no less. How you doing, Sex Positive? Surly Dev says hi. Test smoke. Hold on, give us a second here. We got to refresh it again once we've restarted. Here, this is loading up. Did you do yoga this morning, honey? Did you have a good yoga? Okay, that's loaded. Here comes Sex Positive. Right over here. It's a little close, honey. Honey. It's a family show, honey.
He's in the house.
You're painting. Are you painting? You're painting artwork today. Is that right, honey? Surly Div says, yeah, I did, thanks. Sex Positive with the love musk for CodeRushed. Yeah. It's the love musk, kids. All right. So let's see here. Let's see if we can get... let's get the D&D app running one more time here. Start that up as well. So we can close down some of this stuff. What type of paintings do you do? Just kind of, I don't know. I guess I let her of folding laundry or folding laundry. You do paintings of folding laundry? What? No, you don't. What are you talking about? All right. Let's one more time here. Let's do some refreshes here and get the music playing back here again. So we'll start with the drone game. I'll refresh that. That's refreshed. Send music command out to it. Music's playing. Excellent. Next, initialize player data. I'm going to need to refresh the overlays. And there's the drag and back overlay as well. Initialize that player data.
Merkin Bushwhacker, Eva Wolfhard, Lady.
Okay.
Eva.
Okay. Let's test blood. Good. That's using our particle system that we created. Also,
Merkin Bushwhacker.
there we go. Blood effects. For when we get hit playing Dungeons and Dragons. Fred takes cover. All right. Sounds bad. Okay, back over to the code. So it's some of the stuff we're working on. Fun stuff in general. Let me hide the scroll here. Boom, so we can see the code. All right, so let's see. Determine space types are here. Then we got to come in here and we say it's this, and we want to say yeah. I don't think I think at this point I don't want a for loop. Well, I could do this. Yeah, this is where I have to do that kind of merge thing, and I don't think I want to do the merge thing. Ooh, I have an idea on how I could solve this. So let's do this. If active space dot space type. Let's create a switch statement instead, I think. Okay, if it's none. Oh, actually, this could be null as well, so we'll like that. Okay, if it's equal to none, it actually shouldn't be equal to none. If it's room, then we want to say if active space dot parent equals null, then we want to create room from space like this. And what that's going to do is that's going to go grab everything around it, is what it's going to do. Pretty sure that map array, it's an array of spaces, and space holds the row and column it's from. So we don't need to pass those in. Space already knows about it. So create room from space will be there. And that's going to set the parent for all those pieces. Down here we're going to say create corridor from space. Passing that in. Or I could do this. Because it's really essentially the same code in both. It's just finding all adjacent pieces. Like that. Ciao, Cersei says Ninja the official. Ninja the official. Ninja, welcome. Glad you're with us. So we're going to do this, create the region from space. So this one is going to, so we're still going to go through and make sure we touch every single one. So we are going to have this loop, these two embedded for loops. But this, we're going to go out and kind of sprawl through and find it. Find all the adjacent pieces is what we're going to do. So let's go look at that code. Let's declare that and see what that looks like. Actually, I'm not sure I like get all rooms returning a list of rooms anymore. What I think instead is I want it actually creating and adding to this. So I'm going to make this a void instead. Just want to look at my assignment for this. It's right there. Okay. That's going to declare my rooms. All right, get all rooms and corridors. So now we need a list of rooms. So a new list of rooms. Actually, I think I've already got rooms in here. Let's do that. Let's go find where rooms is declared. All right, back over here. Rooms clear, corridors clear. Then we're going to come in down in here, and we're going to say rooms.add that. Down here, we're going to say corridors.add. Yeah, I'm toggling back and forth on this. All right, feeling better about this code. Ultimate lead is now following. I think we have an ancestor class called map region right here for both of these. Let's call this region. Thanks for the follow. Ultimate lead. Not painting is a folding laundry. I think that means you're just folding your folding laundry. Is that right? Sex positive, are you actually in the house right now? because you were not in the house earlier today when I started the show. Mostly abstract women. That's what sex positive's painting. That's how I would describe it too. All right, so here's where we need to go through and search and grab these. Let me put a marker here. Yeah, certainly, Dev. Quite literally in the house, I think. All right. All right, let's see what we figured out. I wrote code for this a long time ago. I wrote code to fill to fill an image based on the color you click at. So you kind of want to go around. I think, as I recall, what I want to do is I want to essentially recursively add on to the piece that I've already got is what I want to do, I think. So we're going to do that. We're going to say ActiveSpace.parent is equal to region. That works. Map region. Okay. I think it's recursive. Add adjacent spaces and yeah, I'm beginning to see it. So passing in region, the current space, and I don't really need the space type because I'm going to set it in the current active space. Wait, am I already? Hold on. Create region from space. Hold on a second. Let me comment this out. Why is tab to next reference not working here? Oh, because I have this is not fitting. Hold on. So active space dot space type is space room. Bug right here. But we don't really need it anyway. Yeah, we don't need it. We just need those two. We can do remove unused parameter here. Add adjacent spaces. Declare method. Boom. Okay. Let's go look at floor space exists. Hold on. Copy this. I want to change this to get floor space. It's not null. Let's declare this. All right. Okay. I think I am going to rename this to floor space. Let's rename the file to match that type. Okay. So now we've got this get floor space call because now I can use that here. And I think here I only need to, I'm not checking diagonals here as I go through. I'm only checking adjacent ones. Okay. All right, so we are going to, so -1 on the column is going to be the one to the left. Right is going to be here, +1. Top is going to be nothing here, and this is going to be row -1. And then bottom is going to be row +1. Those are the four we're going to check. Then we're going to say if left is not null and left, I think I want another function here actually. Add if empty, add if available. Region. Yeah. I have a feeling that to the left and above, looking left and above, will never, is that true? We will never be available, that they'll always return false. So we're slightly, I think we're slightly inefficient, but I'm going to keep this code for now. So here, floor space is here, and if it's available. So we're going to say if it's nothing, we're out. Then we're going to say if floor space dot, well, it's got to match the same type. Hold on. Okay. If floor space dot space type equals active space dot space type, because it's got to be a room or a corridor. Then we can add it. So then we're going to say, oh wait, and its parent is null. Like that. Then we're going to say its parent is equal to region. We're going to say, then we're going to call add adjacent spaces. Region, comma, floor space. Yeah, I suspect that left and top Is that true? Is that true? No, no, they will, they will, they will. They will, because what could happen is I could get into something that's like I could get into a room shaped like this. Like that. And so here's a case where we would use this algorithm to find all of these pieces. Yeah, that would be a corridor right there. And so to find all of these pieces and then actually circle around and get up these in the upper left over here. So yeah, we do need that code to do it. All right, and I think that's our code for finding the rooms. I think that's it. Now we just need a way to visualize that and to see, because we're not showing segments like we were before. Let's compile and see where our problems are, because I know we've made massive changes. So what's this test room? Nice, looking good, kids. You be safe. Don't get hurt. It's a dangerous world out there. Look out! That's what I'm talking about. You have to keep your eyes open all the time. Whoa! I didn't even see that guy. What if I told you there are no rooms? Believe me, I was thinking about that too. But then I thought, no, because I really want, like, we open the door to the room and an event to trigger. And we have this awesome D&D scripting engine that allows us to take the rules of D&D and stick them inside. And so now we can have an event that essentially executes script-driven code while the game is running. And so we can open doors, we can lock doors, we can do all kinds of things and have different sound effects, side effects, triggers, events, things happen as you enter a room or leave a room, close it, seal it, all of those things. Okay, so what else do we got here? All rooms. The rooms don't have a width anymore. I'm not sure width is even valuable. Is it still valuable to even test? I don't know. Analyze segment. What happened to analyze segment? What was it doing? Yeah, all of this code. Yeah, so anything that doesn't compile that's in my test cases, I am going to comment it out because that stuff we are no longer needing if we go with this new way of discovering rooms. Yeah, our showrooms doesn't work anymore. Let's do something different. Let's do it here. Let's call this get room floor. And I'm just going to duplicate this. Yeah, Pyro's in the house. Oops, I got the wrong color in here. Right or no? No, I did. I'm good. That color's good. All right, get floor, get room floor. Now if I want to show the room, let's do a unique color here for the room. So the room will make red. Like that. Then I'm going to get another one here for get corridor floor. And then we'll make the corridors blue. So we want something like this. One of these two. Okay. All right, so that should get us adding, we should now be able to see our rooms and our corridors here. And what else isn't running or building here? Showrooms. We're just gonna, I think, get rid of this for now. Yeah. So I'm finished on Project Rapid Persistence. What do I do with my spare time now? You give it to me, Pyrocat. Because I don't have that. I need some of your spare time, man. Okay. All right, so there's that bit of code. What else is going on? What other errors do we have? This test room. Yeah, I think we're going to comment that out. Finish rooms. What's going on with finish rooms? Find rooms. Find rooms is not called anymore. Yeah, we thought we were so clever writing all this code. Get rooms, not called anymore. Yeah, we're going to delete so much code. We actually have something more complex and I think with less code than we had before, even though it seemed like we were doing a pretty clever thing. What is it, last Thursday? Kind of interesting. What else? What other errors do we have? Finish rooms. Nobody's calling finish rooms. Nobody's calling this. Might as well just start going crazy here. Yeah, map engine's just taken out. Build map array is still in it. Is that the only thing left in map engine? Yeah, that's going to move over to map. Yeah, I'm just taking it out now. I think we're totally deleting map engine. We're going to put map array here. Do this. What happened? Did I end up copying that whole thing? Hold on. Oh, because it was all the commented code in front of it. CodeRushed thought that was all, when I hit copy on that, it thought they were all leading comments. I'm not sure I'm going to call that a bug. Unexpected behavior, but I'm not going to call it a bug. Okay. I have to think about that. Okay, there's build map array now. We don't need to pass in spaces anymore, because we can just use the field variable right there. So we can get rid of this. When we do set map size, so set map size is calling get length. I think we can kill this, and we can say Genescu 7 is happy, I think. Yeah. Yeah. I finished the fanfare, but it took a while. It took a while. You want to see it? Pyrocat. I played it like 4 times already this show. I want to do this. Set map size. And I want to do this instead. And I think these are +1s. Yeah. These are +1s. So there's set map size right there. Num columns and num rows. That means we can come down here. Not static. Grab these two. We do not need to pass them in. Nice. Okay, that looks and feels good to me. Set map size needs to come before build map array. Good. Okay. What's our error problem now? What are we looking at? Build succeeded. Let's run it. See what we get. What do we got? No. Okay. Of course. I should have checked that. Okay. Run again. See how we're doing. Is this going to work, kids? Oh! Look what I see on the other monitor. Excellent. These are all rectangular rooms. So we need to, increase our testing here a little bit, though. But it feels like it's working. There's something else going on here. And that is when we import the data. Somewhere in here we're looking for the letter F, I think. Here it is. I'm going to set a breakpoint here and I'm going to run it again. Because I think we've got some doors and things like that out there. And let's do this. And keep running. Now we got a DR. So I'm going to say, hey, look, if space dot starts with a D, then I'm going to say it's still a floor. And then we've got some sort of to-do here kind of thing to do. Handle doors, dude. Okay. And let's keep running and see what else we had. S is stairs. It's also a place we can all right. And now we get something where we see the pieces are more connected. Now we just got to figure out the doors and where to put them. Let's actually get something. Let's test with a real map. Let's test with a map that is let's test with a map that's way more complex with irregularly shaped rooms. So room size, no wait, it's not room size. We could do large. Is it room layout? Complex? Yeah, that's the one with the irregularly shaped rooms. And doors standard, secure, death trap, whatevs. Corridors, errant, labyrinth. Okay. Let's construct. All right, cool. So that's a nice... Yeah, I like this generation engine. I like the... I like what it's building for us here. Let's... this is a great test. So we'll download this. We're going over to maps. And put it here. Call it the Dark Chambers of Ages. We got to clear out our comment that out. Let's run it. Nice. Yeah, it looks like it matches. Let's see what we got here. Let's go. Put that over there. Put this over here. Side by side. Let me hide some of the stuff on the screen here. Get rid of the chat background here. Chat back panel is gone. Yeah, I'd say they look pretty similar. And it looks like it's finding the rooms. Next, doors. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just doing a visual comparison back and forth. It's pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. So cool map. PowerCat says fire away. Where's the dragon? All right, fire away. Here comes Genescu 7s.
Genescu 7, where are you? We need your help.
Oh, God, arrived.
Here I am.
That was for you, PowerCat. All right, cool. That's awesome. That looks great. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just visually spot checking back and forth, and it looks really nice. Next, we got to build some doors and put them in the right spots. I don't think I'm going to do that today, but I'll show you what I'm thinking about doing for the doors. PowerCat says that's cool. So no dragons, by the way, yet. But here's where I see this going. This map, or a really super cool, gorgeous-looking version of this map, a top-down look into the dungeon, is going to show up behind our playing field. And so the dungeon master and the producer, which will be me, will be able to select portions of the map to show the stream. So we'll be able to basically zoom in on an area, like come in and select and look at this particular portion of the map. And we'll be able to zoom in, and we'll be able to see the players actually on the map. It'll be a top-down view of the players, of the monsters, and you'll see where their positions are. So strategically, it'll be good too, because you'll be able to see things like movement, how far I can move, all of those things. So we're going to do all of that. It's going to be a live graphic overlay in the background behind all the other special effects and things like that. So to answer the question, where's the dragon? Not here yet, but I anticipate we'll be in a room where we'll see a giant dragon in the room at some point in the future. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Let's see who's out there that we can send you to. who we're following that we can stream, that we can raid, I mean. CLW. All right, we'll send you over there, kids. Yeah, tomorrow we'll work on doors, getting doors in the right spots, and maybe drawing some walls too. All right, talk to you guys later. We'll see you tomorrow, and I think Rory's going to be with us then. Bye, kids.